High in the Andes, where the air grows thin and silence embraces the mountains, there lived a people whose strength was not measured only through battles, territories, or temples of stone. The Incas developed a deeper and more invisible art, the mastery of the mind and the emotions. For them, true power did not lie outside but within the human heart. Life in the Tawantinsuyo demanded inner discipline. Every sunrise was an opportunity to align oneself with the order of the cosmos, called kamic, the energy that permeates everything. The Incas believed that a disordered mind broke that harmony, while a calm mind opened the doors to wisdom and spiritual strength. One of their most important principles was Ayni, the law of balance and reciprocity. Although we usually understand Ayni as mutual help, in its deepest meaning it also referred to internal equilibrium. The Incas knew that a person controlled by chaotic emotions could not offer pure Ayni, nor receive it. For them, cooperation began with the order of the soul. Mastery of the mind began with observation. The Amautas, the wise teachers of the empire, taught young people to recognize their thoughts without being carried away by them. The mind is like the water of a spring, they said. If it is cloudy, it cannot reflect the sky. This simple metaphor guided the Incas to cultivate serenity, especially in times of tension or uncertainty. One of the most significant practices was respect for silence. The Incas understood that silence was not absence but presence. It was a space where the mind could listen to itself. Many major decisions, from military strategies to religious ceremonies, were preceded by moments of stillness. A calm heart could see farther than an agitated one. The Sapa Inca, considered the son of the sun, had to be a perfect example of self-control. He could not allow impulsive outbursts, for he understood that his emotions influenced the balance of the empire. Therefore, he cultivated temperance, the ability to act without being dominated by anger, fear, or impatience. Self-control was a form of spiritual leadership. Another key aspect of emotional mastery was connection with nature. The Incas believed that every mountain, river, and valley had a spirit, an apu, a protector. This relationship was not only religious, it reminded them that human life was part of a greater order. When emotions overwhelmed them, they sought to walk, breathe the cold air of the highlands, and reconnect with that universal balance. Nature was teacher, counselor, and healer. Conscious breathing was also part of their practical wisdom. In daily life, shepherds, artisans, and warriors would pause to inhale deeply, hold briefly, and release the air slowly. It was a simple ritual to cleanse the mind and strengthen the body. They did not call it meditation, but its intention was the same, to remain present. In the elite schools, the Uchewazi, young nobles were trained to maintain emotional stability even under pressure. The Amautas tested them with challenges where they had to resolve conflicts without anger, make decisions quickly without anxiety, and face frustration without losing composure. Mental strength was considered more valuable than any physical skill. The Inca people also understood the power of the word. They knew that speaking from anger could break relationships, but speaking from calmness could unite entire communities. For that reason, they followed the moral principle Amalula, Ama Sua, Amakela. Do not lie, do not steal, do not be lazy. The first rule, do not lie, also meant not betraying oneself with thoughts that were not true. They understood that emotions are fed by inner stories, and so they guarded those stories with respect and honesty. When someone experienced sadness, fear, or confusion, the wise would advise turning to the Ailu, the community. The Incas believed that emotions were not meant to be faced alone. Mutual support strengthened the spirit and reminded each person that they were part of a greater fabric. Emotional unity was as sacred as agriculture or construction. During festivals such as Inti Raymi, dances, songs, and rituals also served to purify the mind. Movement, rhythm, and celebration allowed the release of accumulated emotions. It was a reminder that balance does not mean repression but channeling. Even in war, the Incas taught their warriors to master fear before mastering the sword. They believed that the warrior who controlled his mind had already won half the battle. Courage, for them, was the result of emotional discipline, not the absence of fear. Ultimately, Inca wisdom teaches us something profound. Inner mastery is not an act of force but an act of harmony. It is the constant search for balance between what we think, what we feel, and what we do. They understood that a calm mind builds empires, but a disordered mind destroys them. Today, centuries later, their legacy remains alive in every practice that invites reflection, presence, respect for nature, and human connection. The Incas did not only build roads of stone, they built pathways for the spirit. And perhaps their greatest teaching is this: whoever masters their inner world can climb any mountain.